Hey, Jeremy here from LATT SEO. And in this video, I'm walking through how BioLite can potentially work to capture some of the $970,969 in revenue for smokeless fire pits. And let me show you how I got there. So first of all, if we look at their website data in this tool here called Ahrefs, the two big data points to look at just from a very high level view would be referring domains, which are unique links from different websites on the internet. And the reason I mention these at all is because Google looks at these basically as votes of confidence. So as a website, you want to have trusted sites linking to you. Secondly, and this will be a metric that we look at here in a second, domain rating or DR. This is on a 0 to 100 scale. Basically lets us know how strong or how authoritative a website is, but also how difficult a keyword or phrase is likely to be to rank for based on the site's ranking for it. Let's look at their keyword chart. And by there, I mean BioLiteEnergy.com to see what they're ranking for and how many keywords, and then look at specifically smokeless fire pit. So you can see here, they rank for 8,937 different keywords. I have this sorted by search volume per month. And if we look here, some of these don't make much sense to focus on, like stove, for example, would be too broad. Same with fire pit, but smokeless fire pit, there is commercial intent here. And the key phrase itself has 69,000 searches. That's just for the broad smokeless fire pit. If we look at the keyword chart here to show all keywords and phrases that contain smokeless fire pit, we now have 1,353 different keywords we can actually target, 96,000 searches per month, 121,000 global searches. And here we get into potential keywords like best smokeless fire pit, and then we have some competitor brands. So this brings me to another opportunity for them. One would be to have additional content about these other keywords or phrases. The second would be to have competitor type articles. So comparison type articles, comparing their smokeless fire pit to Brio or to Solo. And then also comparing the opportunity of building a DIY one to buying one that is already set up and ready to go. So a lot of opportunity here from a keyword perspective. But all that aside, let's just look at who's ranking for smokeless fire pit, what they're doing, and then see the actual potential for BioLite, for example. So first thing is, BioLite is down here ranked at number 79. So the traffic they're getting for this specific search here is extremely low compared to what they could be getting. As you can see here, Solo Stove, 30,831 visitors to this page every single month. Now, the interesting thing about this is BioLiteEnergy.com has a DR of 72. Solo Stove, 73. So the difference there is basically the same in terms of competitiveness at that level. And then we have Brio 51, 94 for NY Times, 86, 53, 99, 95. So first thing I see here that's going on is the optimization itself. If you look at the title of the page, you can see here, their title is smokeless and portable fire pit. Remember, the keyword is smokeless fire pit. So if we look at every single one of these results here, Solo Stove, smokeless fire pit. Smokeless fire pits, smokeless fire pit, smokeless fire pits, smokeless. You get the point. The point is these are all exact match keywords to the primary key phrase. And BioLite has a phrase match. So they have smokeless and portable fire pit. Smokeless and fire pit are not together. That would be step number one in terms of optimization that I would recommend. Step two would be looking at the content itself. So if we look at BioLite's page here specifically for their smokeless fire pit, first of all, you can see here as an H1 is just fire pit plus. So my recommendation would be to change this to smokeless fire pit, and you can add fire pit plus into there as well. But I would absolutely recommend having the primary keyword you want to rank for as the H1 and not down here. And this is actually, if we do an inspect here to see the code of what these actual HTML elements are, fire pit here is H1, and then the smokeless portable fire pit is an H3. So I would recommend also having this as an H2 and make sure that we have smokeless fire pit as the primary key phrase somewhere in one of these very important elements. Now, the other thing to think about here is the key phrase smokeless fire pit. If I do a Control F and paste it, they have that key phrase on this page 0 times. So it's going to be extremely difficult to rank for this key phrase if you don't have it on your page at all. Now, there are instances of it, like I said, phrase match. They have smokeless and then they have portable here and then fire pit. And they do have smokeless on here 3 times. And if we have smokeless with a space, 0 times. So again, the content itself should be better optimized for the key phrases you want to rank for. And my recommendation would be to do keyword research to figure out what keywords and phrases actually make sense that people are actually searching for, and then make sure the page is optimized according to that. So all that being said, the way I got to that initial revenue number is by doing a quick calculation here. So if we look at Solo Stove, you can see here, they get 30,831 visitors to this page every single month. So if we do that calculation here, we do 30,831, and the average conversion rate for a Shopify site is 1.4%, 0.014, gets 431 sales per month. And if we look at BioLite's pricing currently is $187.46 per unit times 187.46 is $80,914 per month in revenue times 12 gets us to the $970,969 per year in potential revenue based on data from traffic that Solo Stove has and conversion data and the price per unit here for BioLite. So all that being said, lots of opportunity here. Hopefully you got some value from this video. My recommendations would be to absolutely optimize this better and look at this holistically in terms of all collections and all products. But in general, that is the process I go through and I work on when I'm working with clients, whether it be Shopify, WooCommerce, WordPress, local, doesn't matter. Process is basically the same to make sure the site is optimized correctly. So if you got some value from this video, subscribe to my channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. It helps me out. And that's it. I'll see you on the next one.